Keep watching, because what you're about to hear might explain the unseen resistance you've felt all your life. If you've ever been misunderstood, judged unfairly, or felt like a light in a world of shadows, this message is for you. Ever ponder why you run across opposition and negativity in spite of your good intentions and kindness? This isn't just a coincidence. It's an indication that your inner light is so intense that it terrifies demons, both the real and imaginary ones that live in other worlds and lurk in human form. Those who flourish in darkness are disturbed by your presence, which forces them to either change or withdraw. This phenomena is not limited to spiritual conflicts. It is also visible in everyday encounters where your unfailing integrity and positivity elicit unjustified criticism or unexplained animosity. Let's examine the 7 indicators that show how your inner light is a powerful force that terrifies demons and shapes the spiritual battlefield in your immediate vicinity. The first indication is the unpleasant, unwarranted animosity or hatred you experience when you have done nothing wrong. A lot of hatred and glare are directed at you. This is a visceral response from people who appear to have a strong dislike for you, expressed as contempt, hatred, or even outright hostility. It has nothing to do with personality conflicts or miscommunication. You can sense the change in energy when you enter a room, the way some faces get icier without a word being exchanged. It is confusing, discouraging, and frequently makes you wonder what you did to merit such treatment. The spiritual meaning of this phenomena is profound but straightforward. Your inner light, the part of you that exudes love, integrity, and positivity, serves as a beacon. This light does more than simply shine. It reaches into the deepest recesses of the world, where hatred and negativity are hidden. Your light is a danger to individuals who are harboring these evil energy, which we will refer to as demons for want of a better term. They react defensively and frequently aggressively to this power, which threatens the entire basis of their existence. Instead of responding to you directly, they are responding to the energy you represent, an energy so pure and powerful that it offends their dark existence. This dynamic is seen in everyday situations, such as social gatherings where you are suddenly shunned, or exchanges at work where you encounter unexplainable opposition. It can be found in the unjustified harshness of a complete stranger, the excessive criticism of a co-worker, or the baseless contempt of someone with whom you have hardly had any contact. These responses are evidence of the strength of your spirit rather than a reflection of your personality. They emphasize the fact that not everyone is able to endure your light's intensity. It serves as a reminder that throughout life, your brightness will unavoidably frighten the darkness, making it flee, strike back, or come forth. Realizing this not only enables you to handle these situations with grace and understanding, but it also serves as a reminder of the power and purity of your inner light. The second indication that your light frightens demons is when you are constantly put to the test, frequently by those who ought to be your allies or supportive figures. Your patience is put to the test, your buttons are pushed, and you are frequently singled out, unlike in casual arguments or the odd mistake. These provocations appear needless, frequently unfounded, and excessively harsh in comparison to those experienced by individuals in your immediate vicinity. What causes this to occur? It is evidence of the strength and purity of your spirit, rather than a sign of any shortcomings on your side. Your whole existence, filled with optimism and a deep sense of purpose, serves as a lighthouse, shedding light on the dark places where negativity hides. Similar to a flame-luring moth's, your light attracts these forces because they see the danger your illumination poses to their survival, not because they wish to change. In an effort to reduce you down to a level where they can function without discomfort, they challenge you. However, it is during these unjustified confrontations that your light shines its brightest. Even though they are exhausting, every test and struggle forges your spirit, making it stronger and more radiant. It's certainly a challenging journey. Even the strongest souls might become weary of living as a target for these bad forces. However, it is also a very honorable and responsible route. Not only are you overcoming these obstacles for yourself, but you are also serving as a beacon of hope for people who may not yet be able to confront this darkness on their own. This dynamic has advantages despite being difficult. By resisting these provocations, you not only defend your own light, but also aid in the larger fight against the invisible darkness. Others are inspired to discover and cling to their light, even during the darkest moments, by your tenacity. Therefore, keep in mind your role and your power when confronted with seemingly insignificant obstacles. Your light is a strong force for good that unnerves demons for all the right reasons. It doesn't intimidate without reason. Slander and gossip are the third indication that your inner light is a danger to evil powers. You find that even if you follow a path of kindness, show respect to everyone you meet, and only provide goodness, lies and rumors about you seem to have a life of their own. They spread with a depressing and perplexing ease, creating an unfamiliar image of you. Why does your name get caught up in rumors when you have done nothing to deserve such animosity? This occurrence is a purposeful attack on your character, planned by the evil forces or demons that your existence threatens, rather than a simple social misfortune. These forces understand that the best approach to weaken your influence and dim your light is to destroy your reputation. They want to isolate you and break the ties of friendship and trust that make you shine by questioning your integrity. It's a time-honored strategy employed by people who are too scared of your aura's power and purity to face you directly. However, it's crucial to realize that this tactic, despite its discomfort, emphasizes how important your function in this world is. You are a warrior of light and a beacon of hope, not merely a spectator in the conflict between light and dark. The fact that these forces use such dishonest methods at all is evidence of the power you possess, power so great that it can only be challenged by deceit and subterfuge rather than directly. The way forward in this challenge is one of grace and steadfastness rather than revenge. You undermine their goal by continuing to live up to the values that make you who you are and by avoiding being pulled into the muck of lies. The desperation of those who want to see your light extinguished is reflected in every falsehood that is propagated about you and every unfounded rumor. Keep in mind that the dissemination of rumors and defamation during a trial is also an indication of your spiritual importance. It indicates that your light is not only shining, but shining so brilliantly that it is causing the darkness to act. Keep your integrity, stand tall, and know that your light survives as a beacon for everyone looking for a way through the night. The intensive examination or inspection you receive, frequently from unexpected sources, is the fourth indication that your light frightens devils. It seems like someone is keeping a close eye on every move you make and choice you make. This isn't the typical observation that results from appreciation or interest. Rather, it's an intrusive, probing look that looks for faults and waits for an error. What causes this to occur? The reason for this is because the light that shines within you, the light that directs your words and actions, creates shadows where darkness prefers to hide. By challenging the current quo of those around you, your sheer presence awakens the dormant demons or bad energies in others. Every action is magnified and every remark is echoed during this scrutiny, which may make it feel like walking a tightrope without a safety net. People hold you to a higher standard because of what you stand for, to those who feel threatened by your light, not because of what you have done. Your failures are evidence of their erroneous views, and your successes are outliers. They observe. To show themselves that the light they see is not as powerful as it seems, they wait for you to falter. However, your light's actual power is revealed in the face of this observation. Every action you perform with honesty and every choice you make with compassion serve as evidence of how resilient your spirit is. Even when you are subjected to excessive scrutiny, you become a living, breathing example of how to handle life with dignity and fortitude. Even while it can be intimidating, this constant observation gives you a special chance to shine your light back at those who are watching you, to alter their perspectives, and maybe even kindle a spark of light inside of them. The light-bearer's journey is not a simple one. It requires bravery, perseverance, and a steadfast dedication to your principles. But keep in mind that the impact you're making is gauged by how intensely others are staring at you. You're influencing this world and pushing it to reach a higher level of self-expression rather than merely moving through it. Therefore, know that your light is doing its job, shining brightly in regions that have experienced too much darkness when you feel the weight of eyes on you. And by doing this, you're changing the scrutiny rather than merely putting up with it. The sixth indication that your natural brightness is a lighthouse in the shadows, frightening to those who inhabit it, appears as provocations intended to evoke responses that are not consistent with who you are. It feels like they are purposefully pushing, prodding, and nudging you in an attempt to watch you falter, to observe when your poise breaks and you briefly take on the negativity they are surrounded by. This isn't just coincidence or the result of bad encounters. It's a deliberate effort by evil forces, by the devils that dwell in the dark corners of human awareness, to supposedly stifle the genius that you naturally radiate. Why does this happen? Fundamentally, negative spirits utilize this tactic because your sheer presence, the sincerity of your goals, and the lucidity of your deeds brightens the darkness they live in. They see the darkness inside their own souls that they have not yet faced reflected back at them by your firmness and unshakable dedication to your values. They think they can justify their own decisions and refusal to seek the light if they can make you act strangely or temporarily put on the mask of darkness that they are all too familiar with. It seems like you're standing on the brink of a cliff every time you come across such a provocation, with the forces of negativity screaming behind you, trying to push you over the edge. However, it is in these situations that your light's actual power is put to the test and validated. Your decision to react gracefully, to cling to your inner light when confronted with attempts to pull you out of character, accomplishes more than simply ward off the evil that is directed at you. It serves as a lighthouse for people who see how determined you are. It is a success for everyone who is inspired by your brilliance, that you have managed to stay true to yourself and resist the temptations that would have dimmed your light. It's a statement that the inner light is unquenchable and that hardship just makes it shine brighter. What really terrifies the devils is this fortitude, this refusal to be brought down to the level of negativity, because it shows that your light is a powerful force for good and not simply for show. The inexplicable gravitation or aversion shown by individuals around you is the sixth indication that your inner radiance disturbs the darkness. It's an odd occurrence. Others seem to shudder as though your very presence is anathema to them, while others are drawn to you, seeking the comfort of your companionship and relishing in your warmth. Personal preferences or dislikes have no bearing on this, nor can societal dynamics explain it. It speaks to the heart of the spiritual conflict that rages unseen and is more profound and primordial. Your spirit's light serves as a litmus test, exposing the character of people you meet. You are a lighthouse amid the choppy waters of life for people who are also pursuing the light, who are looking for development, healing, and positivity. You provide direction, hope, and a feeling of family. They are drawn to you because they see that you are on a similar path and that you both want to achieve something bigger than yourself. On the other hand, your brightness is blinding to people who are cloaked in negativity, who have not yet faced their own inner darkness or who take pleasure in it. It serves as an unsettling reminder of the routes individuals have taken or the struggles they have not yet faced. They react negatively, often without fully comprehending why, because your sheer existence upends the status quo of their lives. The shadows within them seem to be brought into stark focus by your light, and their natural response is to run away from the thing that reveals them. The strength of your light is seen in this contrast between attraction and repulsion. Personal magnetism isn't the only factor. It reflects the spiritual resonance or dissonance that other people experience when they are around you. This phenomena reminds you that you are not just a participant in the physical world, but also actively involved in a spiritual one, where your light acts as a challenge to the darkness and a beacon of hope. Gaining an understanding of this dynamic gives you a deep understanding of the connections and exchanges you have. Knowing that your light not only illuminates those who are looking for it, but also confronts those who would want to put it out, gives you the strength to keep shining brightly. Your greatest strength in this spiritual tug-of-war is your luminosity, which is evidence of your spirit's tenacity and purity. The seventh indication that your light is a powerful force against darkness is arguably the most profound. Even people who initially viewed you negatively or with skepticism may be moved to change or experience a spiritual awakening by your sheer presence and deeds. This goes beyond simply altering opinions or gaining support through traditional channels. It's about your light's transforming ability to reach the darkest, most obscure areas of someone's soul and gently guide them onto a path drenched in light and away from the clutches of their inner demons. How and why does this occur? The reason is that the light you represent, the core of who you are, resonates on a frequency that speaks directly to the human spirit. It is a global language that speaks directly to the core of reality and goes beyond words and deeds. Kindness, compassion, and an unwavering dedication to positivity characterize your journey, which is a living testament to the possibility of change and the belief that despite one's apparent entrenchment in darkness, there is always a way out, always a flicker of light waiting to be nurtured into a blaze. Think of the effect of one act of kindness, one instance of true understanding, or a continuous demonstration of integrity in the face of difficulty. These are more than merely politeness. They are rays of hope that cut through the mists of hopelessness and disappointment that can envelop the human heart. Witnessing such deeds and experiencing the warmth of such light can upend a soul enmeshed in negativity and sow the seeds of a longing for something better. Rather than being a dramatic light, this awakening is frequently gradual, a growing uneasiness with negativity that used to feel familiar, a resurgence of long-dormant hopes, or a reassessment of long-held views could be the beginning. Being yourself is your simple yet incredibly intricate role in this process, to radiate your light without holding back or having expectations. You cannot forecast or even force the transformation you inspire in others. It comes naturally as a result of your genuineness and affection. Those who are impacted by your light undergo a stunning and frequently surprising metamorphosis, progressing from early rejection to gradual inquiry, and ultimately, possibly, a personal revolution. The route is as different as the people who walk it, yet they all share the light you bear, a light that has the capacity to not only enlighten the darkness, but also to change it into something bright. Your light is a priceless present, a source of hope, and a force for transformation in a world that frequently seems overtaken by darkness. It serves as a reminder that fostering spiritual awakening in others is really more than simply avoiding evil. It's about accepting the light and identifying and pursuing a route that brings about recovery, development, and an abundance of good vibes. Within the outlines of our everyday existence, people who possess an innately bright light frequently become mysteriously caught up in circumstances that contradict their core. It's a strange occurrence where the brightness of one's spirit unintentionally turns into a beacon, drawing in not only those looking for warmth, but also igniting the darkness that lies within other people's hearts. This is not just a case of bad luck or happenstance. It is the outward expression of a long-standing spiritual struggle between darkness and light. These interactions, which are characterized by miscommunication, animosity, or unjustified criticism, are not personal assaults, but rather the result of invisible forces colliding. Understanding this fact is essential for maintaining the integrity of your light, as well as for making sense of these difficulties. It acts as a reminder that despite the fact that it is frequently fraught with difficulties, your journey is important and required, and that it is an essential part of the larger plan of spiritual battle. In a world that is on the verge of cynicism, your light, in its unbroken strength, serves as a bulwark against the encroaching darkness, a sign of hope and defiance. It becomes crucial to keep one's cool and keep shining when faced with such difficulties. It's a call to action for those who are carrying light, to remain steadfast and allow their brightness to shine through the darkness's curtain, providing comfort to those who are fleeing and illuminating the way for those who are lost in the shadows. You don't have to travel this path alone. It's filled with both successes and setbacks. Every life you improve and every heart you touch is evidence of the unstoppable force of optimism. So keep in mind the importance of your light while you traverse the turbulent waters of interpersonal communication. In a world that is in dire need of light, it is a ray of hope, a force for good, and a catalyst for change. Make your story known. Tell us about the times you overcame obstacles and maintained your light despite negative circumstances. A witness to the timeless triumph of light over darkness, your story serves as a beacon for others in addition to being your own. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the Starseer channel and leave a comment.